Incident at Vichy set in 1942 in Vichy France. So the play is set in World War II during the Holocaust. The Vichy zone is still what they call the free zone, so not fully occupied by the Germans. It's in the city of Vichy, and the play is set in a room. We begin with a whole bunch of men sitting on a bench. They don't know why they have been brought to this room. What most of them are trying to hide is the fact that they're Jewish. The racial laws at this point haven't been applied in Vichy France, but this is a very strange day. A number of them have just been picked up off the street, and as they talk to each other, they begin to realize, they start to put some pieces together. As strange as this may seem to say, but the Holocaust in this play almost acts as a metaphor for how we objectify as human beings, directly sometimes, but also sometimes indirectly in our passivity when other people are being objectified around us and failing to take action. And it also really starts to carve out the difference between having sympathy or feeling bad or sad or guilty about terrible things happening to people, the difference between those feelings and whether those feelings are translated in some way into action, and you do something about it. The script calls for a cast of 17, and what is so extraordinary is Miller is talking about universality, and we have such a universal room. Toronto is a city that has connections to everywhere in the world, and to have that play out, to have these be the human beings that are embodying these characters in a specific time and place in 1942 Vichy, but to have this room that is our city playing this, at this time and place in our room is so meaningful. This is a play for our time. This is a play for this moment, and it's very alive. It's playing with ideals, and further it goes into extremism. And I think that there are elements of extremism in our time. I think it's hard to realize. Connectivity makes extremism difficult. And I think Miller's speaking to this. He was speaking to it in 1964 when he wrote this play. Shortly after, his experiences, he had processed the McCarthy trials, couldn't write for a while, and then came back. And this is one of the plays he wrote immediately after that. And I think that in our time, we're also dealing with extremism, a lot of extremism in the world. There's a lot of fear in the world. And I think that what this play is really getting at is the center of that sense, that fear of us of disappearing, that fear of nothingness, and kind of saying, well, wait a minute. When we act out of fear from that place, about how scary that can be and what some of the results are.